You now tuned in with Magic Hour Live, bringing you the fresh and best in nightlife, music, travel, sports, gossip, and more. Streaming live from Miami, Florida. I present your host, Dream Boy Joro.
Yes, sir. You already know what's going on. Your boy, Dream Boy, Lil Joro, checking in for another edition of the Magic Hour Live podcast. It is Wednesday, May 6th, 7 a.m. here in Fort Lauderdale, on the dot, 7:01. And we got some good news. We got some good stuff to talk about this morning. You know what's going on. We're here to have a good time, laugh, spread out some good news, and send out some motivation. But what happens when one of the biggest budget airlines in America just disappears overnight? I'm talking canceled flights, stranded travelers, thousands of jobs gone just like that in the blink of an eye. And here's the real question. If a company that big can collapse, what does that mean for you? For your money, your business, your future. What does that mean for you? What does that mean for me? What does that mean for all of us? Today we're breaking it all down, from the shocking shutdown of Spirit Airlines to how it quietly impacts small businesses in cities like Miami, New York, and Atlanta. Plus, we've got sports heat from last night's Lakers and Knicks game, weather updates, new music you need on your playlist, and a mindset shift that might just change your entire day or maybe your entire life. Because this is Magic in the Morning with Lil Joro, Dream Boy. So let's just jump into it and get to work. Alright, well, let's just talk about it. Spirit Airlines, it's done. Over with, no more, nothing left of it but the big yellow airplanes. I've seen some posts on Instagram and Facebook of people asking how much should one of those airplanes go for. Are they selling them for auction? What are they doing with the airplanes? Probably United or Delta's gonna end up taking over their airplanes and just wrapping them into another business. Obviously, they'll put their logos on those airplanes. But Spirit Airlines is done. After 34 years in the game, they shut down operations. No warning for most people. Flights canceled. Employees blindsided. Customers stuck refreshing their emails like, wait, is this real? Is this real? And honestly, if you've ever flown Spirit, you probably had a feeling this day might just come. I mean, Spirit was the only airline where the seat felt like a gym bench and the snacks, premium oxygen. It's almost like you were buying a bottle of oxygen on an airplane. You wanted water? That'll be $4 to $6. A carry-on bag? That's another charge. Blink too hard, there's a fee for that too. But all jokes aside, Spirit played a huge role in making travel affordable. They were the reason you could book at least one flight under $100 and a last minute trip for under $150. Now that option just vanished. No longer available, no longer an option. So what happened? It's not just one thing. It really isn't. It's not just one thing. It's multiple things that ultimately became the collapse of this company. Rising fuel costs, and we're talking global pressure here. We're really talking global pressure here. Economic instability, failed bailout attempt. The government tried to bail them out. They didn't accept those terms. And years of operating on razor-thin margins. And budget airlines survive on volume. And when that volume drops even slightly, everything starts to break. Everything falls apart. And once it breaks fast. This is a reminder, big companies don't usually fail slowly. They look fine until they don't. Now, here's where it gets real. Because this isn't just about flights. This is about the ripple effect when flights get more expensive. People travel less. When people travel less, they spend less. And when they spend less, small businesses feel it. That's when they feel it. Because people aren't traveling to those cities like Fort Lauderdale, Miami, or even Boston, Washington, D.C., and little cities like that. Those small businesses feel it because now people aren't going to have an option to go fly out to that city. And that's no laughing matter because, I mean, small businesses are people like you and I. Excuse me. People like you and I who are just looking to feed their families, make a dream come true, and make it happen. But that's when the small businesses feel it first. Restaurants in Miami, boutique hotels in New York, tour operators in Atlanta, all of them depend on the movement that Spirit Airlines would bring to those cities. Tourism is oxygen for these cities. And when that oxygen gets restricted, everything tightens. Less bookings, less foot traffic, less revenue. So yeah, a major airline shutting down, that's not just a headline. That's a chain reaction, honestly. That's going to affect small businesses and everything in between. And here's the truth. Most people don't think about it. When big companies fail, small businesses feel it first. Always. But that's just how it goes, and that's just how it's going right now with Spirit Airlines, so it's just unfortunate. But let's just flip this a little bit because situations like this, they separate people. Not by talent, but by mindset. Some people see this and panic. Others, they adapt, they pivot, they win. You know, they move around. They already have other options or other plans in place. Because here's the reality. Here is the reality. Change is not the enemy, but being unprepared is. Winners adjust, losers complain. Say it again. Winners adjust, losers complain. I'll say it again. Winners adjust and losers complain. Every disruption is a doorway. You just have to decide if you're walking through it or standing outside talking about it. What are you going to do? You're going to walk through that door, or you're going to stand outside and just talk about it? The people who win in uncertain times, they don't wait for stability. They create it. Discipline, consistency, and execution, even when things don't feel perfect. Especially when they don't feel perfect. Because, you know, that's when the winners are separated from the losers. The ones that are still going, even though potentially we may only get 25 views on this podcast, but we're going to keep going until we get up to 100, 200, 300, and then reach 1,000. And hopefully we reach 10K views, and then we up our subscribers and all that. It's just something that I'm personally dealing with. So today, you've got a choice. React, move, do something, rise. You know, you either react or you do something about it and rise up. So we could all learn from what's happening with Spirit Airlines because, you know, it's not a good thing that's going on right now. And as a lot of you know, a lot of people have lost their jobs. A lot of people are trying to figure out their flights, their vacations, how they're going to get back home. This is real people this is affecting. So now let's just bring the energy up real quick because last night, the Los Angeles Lakers came out looking crazy. They came out looking like they had something to prove, fast-paced, strong defense. And you already know who was leading the charge. You know who was leading the game. LeBron James doing what LeBron does. At this point, it's not even surprising anymore. It's expected greatness. Meanwhile, over in New York, at the Madison Square Garden, big plays, big shots, and the grit, never back down energy from the Knicks fans. And you know, Knicks fans, one good game and suddenly, this is our year. Hey, this is our year. It is what it is. That's the sport. Emotion, passion, chaos. And honestly, we all love it. That's why we're into it. That's why we continue watching these games because the chaotic fans and hoping that potentially this could be our year. So that's it for the Knicks and the Lakers. Lakers had a really good game last night. Knicks crushed it as well. And now, for the weather quickly, before you step out in New York City, a cool morning, light breeze, perfect hoodie weather. In Atlanta, a little humid. It's a little humid, but overall smooth start to the day. And in Miami, listen, you already know, it's hot. It's hot in Miami, sun's out, vibes up. Stay hydrated, stay warm, stay cool in Miami because it's going to be hot. We're getting into the summer. The heat is picking up early on in the day. Let me see what's going on with this stream deck over here. So that's what's going on with the weather right now in Atlanta, Miami, and New York. But let's just talk about music real quick because there's some heat dropping. In hip-hop, new tracks are leaning more into storytelling and raw energy. EDM festival season is coming, so expect heavy drops, big builds, and those tracks that hit different in the crowd. And Dembo, still dominating the party scene right now. La Neta Alofoque is really crushing it. They got a 80-day stream. I think they're going for 80 days live. They already got a Guinness World Record for the longest live for 30 days or something. And they're crushing it. Shout out to Alofoque. Shout out to all the people that are watching and all the people that are participating in the reality show. So if your playlist doesn't make you want to move, you need to update it immediately. This is your sign. And speaking of energy, festival season is heating up. In New York City, major summer events are lining up. Atlanta always bringing culture, music, and non-stop motion. And in Miami, there's basically something happening every single weekend. If you're not outside, you're missing out. So let's bring it all back in. A major airline shut down, market shift, costs rise, uncertainty everywhere. But you gotta stay solid. You stay focused, you stay disciplined, because at the end of the day, it's not about what's happening around you, it's about how you respond to it. Stay sharp, stay hungry, stay consistent, and most importantly, go win your day. This is the Magic Hour in the morning. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
You now tuned in with Magic Hour Live, bringing you the fresh and best in nightlife, music, travel, sports, gossip, and more. Streaming live from Miami, Florida, I present your host, Dream Boy Joe Rowe.